everybody. My name is Aquila. Well, the channel name is Nirvana. Let me start off. Hey everybody, my name is Nirvana and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for clicking on that video, and if you're not new here, you really fucks with me, huh? But I'm gonna get into this video real quick, real fast, because it's not gonna be a long video. It's gonna be a real short, not sweet video, because I want to get this video out there, because this shit happens a lot in people's families and people keep it secrets. And like I said before, when my sister attacked me, that I'm not keeping family secrets. I'm not doing that. If you want to keep your generational curses in your family, you do that. I'm not keeping generational curses in my family. So in order for me to get rid of one of my generational curses, I am going to speak this story. This story is going to be a short and sweet story about me being molested by one of my uncles when I was 2 years old. And I'm sorry if I start crying, because I was just on live and I kind of cried a little bit on there, so I'm still thinking about that situation. But yeah, so I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not gonna edit through this video either. I'm gonna post this video as is. It's gonna be raw and uncut. And yeah, so I'm gonna start this video off with me and my mom having a conversation. So me and my mom, one day, we were just sitting around in her room talking and stuff, and we was talking about unfortunately, there's a history in our family with certain uncles touching their sisters and their nephews. And unfortunately, I'm not going to speak names on that, on those situations that it was talked about. And so we were having that conversation, and I was like, Mama, I used to have this dream, and I used to have this dream about a certain uncle, and I thought that I used to have this dream, and I basically had, when I had this dream, I always thought the same thing. It was like, I'm only having this dream because they talk about this stuff around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they talk about my uncles molesting their sisters, my aunties, and they talked about one of my uncles molesting one of my cousins. And so I was like, that's the only reason why I have this dream, because they've been talking about this stuff around me for years. Like, they've always talked about this stuff around me. Like, they've never tried to keep those type of secrets from us or whatever. So I was talking to her, and I was like, Mama, I used to have this dream, but I always thought, when I tell y'all this is going to be a short and sweet, not sweet, but short, like, video. This is going to be a short video. So I was sitting there talking to her, and I was like, Mama, I used to have this dream all the time, and I'm sure the only reason why I had this dream was because y'all used to talk about this stuff around me. And she was like, I don't like sitting in this car by myself with the doors unlocked. But, so I was like, I used to have this dream all the time, and I figured that I had that dream because they talked about this stuff in front of us. So this is what I'm telling her. And so she's like, what dream? And I'm like, well, it starts off with I was left with uncle. And she was like, okay, where was y'all at? And I was like, it looked like an apartment, but it looked like a hotel room at the same time. But since I know now, I know it was an efficiency, and that's what I was telling her. And I was like, I know that it was an efficiency apartment now, but when I used to have the dream when I was younger, I thought it was a hotel. So she's like, oh, what it look like? And I had already told her the whole entire dream by then. She was like, what this place look like or whatever. And I'm like telling her what it looked like and explaining to her like the cars that were parked in the front of the building. I told her like where the bathroom was placed in the building and this, that, and the other, and what uncle lived there. And she was like, well, wait a minute, that's a real place. And I'm like, huh? She's like, no, that's a real place. And I'm like, it is? She said, yeah. And she's like, baby, tell me. She's like, okay. And so I tell her, I had already told her the story, but the story that I told her, I was like, the dream, I remember having this dream, And I remember being on the bed, laying on the bed, and when I was just laying there, I remember Uncle being in front of me. Y'all, this video is not for children. Like, I'm a bit late on saying that, but if you have children watching this, please stop the video or tell your children to go play. So I'm telling her, I remember being in that hotel room, and I remember, in the dream, I remember laying on the bed and Uncle being in between my legs. And she's like, huh? I said, yeah, I remember Uncle being in between my legs. And she's like, what do you mean in between your legs? And I was like, I don't know, Mama. I just remember Uncle being in between my legs. I honestly don't know. And so she's like, what? And I was like, yeah. And then always in the dream, it's Uncle. He always doing the same thing to me. He's right there in between my legs with his head down. And then when he lifts up, he kind of does this. And then in this particular dream, when he does that, it's like he heard a car noise or something outside, and he tells me, go to the bathroom, hurry up, go to the bathroom, go put your clothes on, hurry up, go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Like, he's rushing me to the bathroom. He like literally like picked, he was holding me at this point. Well, I was on the floor at first, and then he picks me up, takes me into the bathroom with my pants, and he's taking me in there and tells me to he's like, put your pants and stuff on. And so I go in there and I put my pants and stuff on, or I pull them up. I don't know what I did. I go in there and do that. And so I'm in the bathroom when my mom come. And when my mom comes, she comes in the bathroom and she's like, baby, what you doing in here? And I'm like, my uncle told her that I had to use the restroom, and so she goes in there to help me because he said he didn't feel comfortable with helping me use the restroom, so he told me to go do it myself or try to do it myself. So I was in there trying to do it myself. So she comes in there, and I remember her coming in the bathroom and being like, baby, why your underwear on backwards? And me being like, me not saying anything. Mind you, I couldn't talk. I mean, I could talk, but I couldn't form sentences. You know what I'm saying? So I remember like not saying nothing and not even being like, I wasn't sad or anything. I don't remember feeling sad. I don't remember feeling anything but uncomfortable. I remember her asking me, baby, why is your underwear on backwards? And I remember looking at my underwear, and her looking at my underwear, and it had black stuff on my underwear. And I remember her saying, oh, you boo-booed yourself, baby? Did you boo-boo yourself, baby? And now that I think of it, I don't think that was boo-boo. Yeah, I don't think that was boo-boo, but I remember her doing that and fixing me, helping me fix me with my pants or whatnot, whatever. And then she like, we go about our day, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing different happens or whatever. And like I said, this video was gonna be short and sweet because I tell her that story, and she asks me the details, and I tell her the details, and she ends up getting to the point to where she remembers doing that, and she remembers him watching me one day and her coming back and having to help me with my underwear being on backwards or whatnot, whatever. Like, she remembers everything, and she telling me, baby, that's not a dream. Baby, that wasn't a dream. And she being so messed up in the back of her head because she realizing what that dream was, and the fact that that wasn't a dream. And her dad, her dad, her brother really did that to her baby girl. And she mad. She be mad at me to this day. And like I told her, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. I thought it was like a dream, or I thought it was just a fantasy that I brought up in my head because I had heard all these stories for so long. Like, I didn't know that shit really happened. Like, I didn't know that shit. And she feels bad. And like, I try to tell her all the time, you didn't know, Mama. That wasn't your fault. My mom was the best mom she could ever be. And yeah, of course we have our fights and this, that, and the other. But I love my mom with every ounce of me, and I will do anything that I can for my mom to make sure my mom is happy and healthy and has any and everything she wants. I don't blame her for a thing that ever happened to me. And in all honesty, if certain things didn't happen to you in your life, you wouldn't be the person that you are today. And maybe if that situation wouldn't happen, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And that sucks to say, because that shit should have never happened to a 2-year-old. That shit should have never happened to a 2-year-old. And it just upsets me because my mama gotta live with that. With feeling like it's her fault, or feeling like she could have prevented it, you know. But at the end of the day, it didn't affect me. It didn't affect my life. It didn't make me feel like luckily I wasn't one of them girls that had that trauma and remembered it as trauma. I just thought it was a dream, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it didn't affect me. I still had a good normal childhood, and I just want her to know that, like, mama, I'm okay. I get sad thinking about it, but I'm okay, mama. I'm good. I'm good. And then another thing that I just talked to my auntie recently, and I had that conversation with her about, and when she told me he did the same thing to her, I had to get off the phone because I thought I was the only one he did it to. Like, I thought I was the only one he did it to, and to know that I wasn't the only one. Like, he did that shit to his own sister too, and it's, you just gotta watch who you keep your baby, who you let your babies be around, even when it comes to family. You gotta watch who you let your babies be around. But my auntie telling me that it happened, he did the same shit to her, justified the fact that, it didn't justify it, but it let me know that, like, I don't know how to explain. I don't want to say I wasn't the only one, but I felt like, yeah, that shit really happened. Yeah, he did it to her. He did it to her. So yeah, he did that shit to me. I started crying on the phone with her, but I don't know if she knows that I was crying or not, because I kind of got off the phone or whatever. But I appreciate her so much for telling me about it. And y'all, I want y'all to pray for her too, because she's going through something right now. She going through it right now, and I love my auntie so much. And she going through a spiritual warfare, I might as well say, because that's what it seems like, and that's what she says it is. So that's what I'm gonna call it. But yeah, y'all, the story was short and sweet, like I said, and I just wanted to get it out there. Watch who y'all keep y'all babies. Watch who y'all let watch y'all babies. Watch who y'all let watch y'all babies. My family, my grandmama had 15 kids, 15 children. I think it was 8 girls and 7 boys, or it could be the other way around. I don't know, but I hate to say it like this. If you heard one of the boys did it, watch all of the boys. If you got a family like ours, watch all of them. Don't watch just one of them. Don't keep an eye on just that one you heard did it. Keep an eye on all of them, because mind you, it's been said that our granddaddy was like that, and that our granddaddy told my grandmama that he was going to be the first one to have the taste of his daughters before their boyfriends did. So I'm assuming it was just in the genes. But my babies will never have to deal with anything like that. I keep an eye on them. My babies be mad. My girls don't get to go nowhere. My little boy don't either. But yeah, I just wanted to get that story out. Like I said, this is gonna ruffle some feathers. I didn't say no names to which uncles it was. If you're family and you want to know, I will tell you. Don't call me, ask me. I'll tell you which uncle it was that did it. I promise you I will. He ended up living with us a couple of years later, and it's not the one that just passed away. It's not the one that just passed away. But he ended up living with us some years later. He ended up living with us years later, and he was on drugs one night when he lived with us, and he was in the middle of the street talking about snakes being on the ground and the ground being on fire, and I was in front of him trying to calm him down. He ended up lifting me up, like grabbing me by my throat and lifting me up off my feet, choking me with all his fucking might. And when I tell you, I was scared to fucking death, and it was because he already got mental health issues, and he was on meth or heroin. I don't know, it was on meth or heroin, one of the two, and he had a bad trip. But like all I got to say right now is his life is hell, and I hate that his life is the way. Thankfully I just checked my phone and the footage saved, so I don't have to redo this video. So all I have to do is my outro, and thank you guys for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. If you will, who would enjoy something like this? But I hope this gives you some insight into families that have shit like this going on, and that are keeping these secrets, and these secrets are hurting people. But it's not okay. It's not okay. And I tell my story because I want my children to know that if anything ever fucking happens to them, that they can tell me anything. They can tell me anything, and it is okay. And I also tell my story because there's other girls out there that went through some of the same shit that I've been through, and I want them to know that they're not alone, and that it's okay, and that they will get through it. And if they're still young, they will grow up to live, be happy, and have children, and have happy families. And of course, I don't got my boo or a boo at the moment, but I will, and I will be married and have a happy family one day. I don't want to be married. Let me not say that. But I have a boo, and we'll have a happy, loving family one day. I'm happy now, regardless of what happened to me, regardless of my traumas. I'm happy and I'm okay. I'm happy and I'm okay, and it didn't affect me growing up. And honestly, stuff like that does affect a lot of people, but I was one of the lucky ones that thought it was a dream the whole entire time, so it didn't affect me growing up. But yeah, I just want to tell my story. I want to get it out there. People need to know, and I appreciate my auntie, and I wish maybe if she told her story, it'll help her a bit. Maybe not. You never know. But I'm Aquila. I said Aquila. I'm Nirvana. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate you guys. If you're new here, thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you come back to watch more videos. I have a lot to come. A lot to come. A lot of story times. A lot of trauma stories. Unfortunately, I do. But I have a lot of story times to come. We have a lot more stuff coming with my kids as well, but we're trying to wait until we get out of this house. When I tell you, after we get out this house, there's gonna be footage dropped back to back. Y'all are gonna get videos all the freaking time. Like, we are gonna be posting a lot once we get out of this house. This house is not livable, and I do not want to record in it because there are a lot of fucked up people online that will judge us for something that we cannot control, because we have been asking the landlords to help us, and they don't want to. And with COVID the way it was, we could get, literally, we got no help. And at this point, we finally got the okay to move, and we're gonna move. But like I said before, I'm Nirvana. Thank you for watching this video. If you're new here, I appreciate you for watching this video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe on my videos. And if you are not new here, you really fucks with me, huh? Thank you. Peace out. Bye.